Welcome to ADlib&D, where a group of amateur role-playing enthusiasts running a weekly live-stream D&D 5e game with a twist. The viewing public can vote on a large group of random concepts before the episode takes place. Once tallied, the DM will select 5 of the 10 most popular and tailor that episode of the game against the chosen ideas. Anything can happen, no episode will be the same. You can find where to vote on Discord on the Filthy Pig Discord server. And make sure you get your votes in. We've only got one more week until that vote is closed and the new one is done. Right, now, what happened last week? Our infamous Dodgy brothers were tasked with venturing out to a old wizard tower in the near the town of Benaldo. With them travelled a small forest gnome by the name of Reekhi, a half-elf sorcerer by the name of Ilyria, and they were both guarding the Professor Felix Morten. Now, the party managed to get to the tower. They were assaulted by various objects of strange things, like winged potatoes and such. You can catch up on that episode on YouTube if you like. Now, this episode begins quite a few weeks after that occurrence. So to cover the intervening time, the party managed to return from the tower and head back into Medanio. When they reached Medanio, Ilyria and Professor Felix Morten decided to hang around for a few days, but Felix was required to travel onwards to another location, and Ilyria decided to travel with him to make sure he was out of harm's way. This left Reekhi on her lonesome, but in the intervening time, she was happy to work with the Dodgy brothers and also do some investigations of her own that she will cover as at this point now, if you would like to, Frankie.
Okay, so Reekhi decided that she could be more of use to the professor if she stayed behind, had a look for more information on the Don Vito family in town, and also try and extend her learning a little bit because she was a bit excited by the presence of both the Blue Crystal Guild and Corthane's Academy in town. And in the meantime, she also wanted to keep a bit of an eye on Alarak and Wobani to see what they were up to as well. She thought she might be able to lend them a hand on occasion.
So that time skip that has happened has been about 10 weeks, and we'll get into a bit more detail of that time skip in another podcast. Suffice to say, there will be some interesting shenanigans that has gone on. But at this point in time, we will be picking up with the party about 10 weeks from that point. Some things that have happened in the interim. Obviously, Professor has moved on. The Tinkers that were there when the party left for Benaldo left about 1 week after they got back. And in the meantime, their this episode starts. So a few other things have happened. Lucy has found a job in the Corthane's Academy and has been working for the past couple of weeks there. So you don't see as much of her now. And another group of Tinkers arrived probably about a week ago, and they brought with them a bazaar, an interesting carnival with wonderful animals and such like that. So if you guys want to take it from there, the pickings have been a bit slim for the Dodgy brothers during this point in time.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the pinch. I'm down a bit of gold over that time, not unintentionally. So I don't know. What are we going to do, lads? How are we going to get some cash?
I'm just a little bit at odds of infamous. I figured that we are famous now.
I mean, the guys that found some clothes, I'm not sure it's really that impressive on our resume.
But wait. Out of character, those. There was a bunch of names of other places here that I've never heard of in Modano. Can we get just a little bit of a description there? The Blue Crystal, whatchamacallit?
So those were revealed due to Reekhi investigating those areas. So the Blue Crystal Guild is the local wizards guild of Medano, and the Corthanes Academy is a university where people there's a large variety of books and such.
And Lucy managed to get herself a job over there?
She did, yes.
Oh boy.
She's quite resourceful, that little girl.
Did it involve cooking?
Let's just say she has many talents.
I mean, if
Okay.
she's not here, then I'm cooking again. You guys want some meat?
Oh, she's back during the night and she helps out with cooking on occasion, but during the day she's not around. She's off helping the university professors or the librarians with dealing with books and students and such.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that Lucy's got a job at the university? That is what I'd like to know. And who's paying? I'm not her daddy. Are you her daddy now, Alarak?
Not as far as I know.
Are you paying her tuition fees?
She got a job there. I mean,
Is she's just working there and not studying?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've been popping around there, popping in and out of the library and having a look. She seems to be pretty helpful.
No.
Yes.
Lucy?
Lucy?
Yeah.
She's,
Really?
she's so lippy sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't know.
She's 7.
She's quite precocious.
Is that a word from your book? Is that an insult?
It can be in some situations,
Precocious. I'm
but
going to
not
call
in
her
this
that.
one. But not in this one.
But she's 7.
Maybe she can get us a job.
I know. I don't know. We don't usually, where I'm from, we don't usually hire young people of the age of 7. But you know, maybe they thought they were doing her a good turn. I mean, does she have a family to be looking after her?
Interesting. I wonder. I guess we will see.
So as you guys are discussing this, you hear a small rap at the door.
Well,
Whoa.
I guess that's for you, Alarak. Because I need to finish taking care of the kitchen after that last bit of cooking of yours.
Sure thing. Alright. Actually, no. Reekhi. Let's see how well you deal with the customers. You're our trainee, I guess. Come with me. We'll see how well we negotiate these prices.
And
All
once
right.
Alarak leaves the kitchen, I'm dumping his food into the trash.
So Riki's very helpful and a little bit excitable, and Bindi the squirrel is also sitting on her shoulders because Bindi's feeling quite comfortable in this setting, and she's not being attacked by flying potatoes. So we all wander off to the door, I guess.
Okay, so both Alarak and Reekhi open the door to find a young man of probably 21, 22. He's clean cut. He's wearing a messages uniform that the guard use, and as soon as he catches sight of Alarak, he looks up and goes, yes, excuse me, Alarak, I was sent here because I believe Thelma Ironclaw has a possible request for you if you would like to come and see her.
Yes, repeat customer. Absolutely. We can be there in just a second. Down at the usual place, the guards building?
Yes, at the garrison? Yes, definitely.
That's the word I was looking for, the garrison. All right, we'll be there in just a moment.
All right, cheerio. And with that, he turns on his heel and heads off.
That's the life. Getting people just to deliver messages for you. All right, so I guess we'll get our travel clothes on and head across town.
Yep,
As you guys are gearing up, you hear Wobani shouting from the kitchen, "Bindi! God damn it! Stop pooping here!"
Oh, Bindi. And I wave my hands and the poo kind of just floats a bit and gets scooped into the bin.
I really need to learn that spell.
You do, but I also kind of feel like it's a little bit of my responsibility.
Well, yes, indeed, it's your pet. But Donru hasn't blessed me with such, what do you call that you do that?
As in a spell?
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly, I seen your lips moving and you waved your hand a bit.
Oh, as in which spell I might be using?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. I think I could quite safely say that was prestidigitation.
Is that what I need that spell, I think. Anyway, who's at the door?
Oh, it was just a message from me. Very important. We've got a job. I'm bringing in the jobs, yes.
Well, of course, that's your responsibility.
No, they were asking for me intentionally. It was a repeat customer.
Ooh.
It's Thelma. You remember Thelma?
Oh, hails bells, not her.
Yes, her. She wants us down at the garrison. She's got a job for us.
Well, I guess we better go, but I'm staying outside again. I do not want to see her.
Reekhi's looking very curious.
So, before you guys head out, actually, I forgot to mention the location of Jace. So, Jace was spent most of the time with the Dodgy Brothers, but in the last week, he picked up on some information that related to some private matters and decided that he had to duck out for a little while to go investigate matters. He was pretty hush-hush on the details, but he indicated that it had nothing to do with the Dodgy Brothers. It was a personal quest that he had to do.
Right, it's not us, it's him. Okay.
Basically, yeah.
He's out.
I suspect he's trying to market that book of poetry about flying potatoes that he's been working on for the past 5 weeks. Have you guys gotten sick of that yet?
Totally. But if he comes back, we're totally hazing him again.
Starting from fresh.
Exactly.
Poor Chase. All right, so you guys head out to the garrison, and you get there. No issues. The guards at the front door let you in. They recognize Alarak. They spend a bit more time looking to Reekhi because they hadn't seen her before. They nod towards Wobani, considering he's hanging outside and doesn't want to walk in on the conversation. So you head through the garrison building towards the main information desk, and you find Thelma right there at the table, working through some papers at this point in time. The Jade Dragonborn is, as always, quite busy. She is speaking to one of the guards at this point in time, and he seems to be... It's hard to say because this is a Onyx Dragonborn, but it looks like he's rather nervous. Do you interrupt, or are you happy to hang back and let that conversation go?
She didn't... I don't think she likes being interrupted. Just let it go.
All right. So as she's speaking to the Onyx Dragonborn, she looks on and sees both Alarak and Reekhi there, and she sort of nods in your direction, turns to the person she's been speaking to, the guard, and says something to finish the conversation, and he heads off rather quickly, more quickly than you would expect. Then she looks over to you and goes, "Ah, yes. Well, glad you could come at such short notice. I've been appreciating your help so far, Alarak, and I think I might have something that is right up your alley.
Fantastic. Can I introduce you to Reekhi, by the way? She's new. She's just joined us.
Hello.
Well, greetings, Reekhi. It's interesting seeing a forest gnome. They did work with the forest gnome a little while ago. I think his name was Dimble. Yeah, Dimble. Whatever happened to him anyway?
You know, we kind of just lost contact. He sort of went away. Yeah, did his own thing.
Right. Okay. Well, I hope you can hang around. Reekhi, is it?
Yes, they tell me I value add to the party.
Excellent. Right. Well, we'll get down to the brass tacks, shall we? The situation at hand is that bazaar that's come in just recently, their star performer, I think her name is Feldisha York, she's gone missing, and it's caused a bit of an uproar. The Tinkers are quite upset, and we need to get to the bottom of this, of who's actually done whatever has happened to Feldisha. Now, normally, the guard would be dealing with this, but we have a reputation of sorts with Tinkers. A lot of the guard don't appreciate the Tinkers and think they're a bunch of thieves in general. So we might come across as biased, I guess you would say. So that's why I think a group such as yourselves would have a better chance of talking to the Tinkers and getting to the bottom of this sort of missing person a lot faster.
Definitely. That sounds like something we could do. I mean, we are fairly busy people, though. Lots of jobs coming in. How much is this going to run? What are we looking at here?
Well, if you get some results, well, actually, we'll start with the base fee. If you look into this and get some information to me, but don't actually solve the case, then I think you'd be up for 100 gold each. If you actually solve the case, it'll be an additional 100 gold bonus per person. Does that seem reasonable?
I don't know. Reekhi, what do you think? You'd be the one most likely to do all the talking on this. What do you reckon it's possible, or might you need a bit more help?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we might need a little bit of extra help. I mean, this shellfisher lady might be good at disappearing and might not want to be found. It could be quite tricky.
Well, I mean, that's my offer. I can always search out another group. I mean, I went to you first because of the top job you did before Alarak, if you remember. But if you guys aren't interested, or seem to be upping the price here, maybe I need to find someone else.
It's not that we're not interested. It's just that the best way to get information I've found is to grease some wheels. Grease costs money.
Right. Well, can I get you to make a persuasion check? Or Reekhi, whichever you prefer.
It can't be worse than mine, Reekhi.
Well, it can't be worse. Okay. I mean, Reekhi's, she's poo on her shoulders. She's not looking very confident with herself right now. But that's okay. I mean, she's going to say, all right, look, we'll try as hard as we can. If you could please, pretty please, maybe give me some money because I might need a little bit extra for copy paper at the library or something. Please? Okay?
Roll that die. And let's see what happens.
Hey!
Oh my god. Natural 20.
Please, I think I just used up my one natural 20 for the night. Isn't that how it works?
Yep.
So she looks down to you, and you put on those big doe eyes, and she just it almost looks like she gets lost in the moment, and then she shakes her head. Well, I mean, you're new here. I like your spunk. Yeah, right. I mean, I can offer probably a bit 25 gold up front extra at the start, and another 25 if you bring in results. But that's probably the best I can do.
Oh, thank you. You are so kind. I'll do my absolute best, I promise.
Let's see that you do. Now, those tinkers, they're off in the southeastern gate, just beyond there. If you want to head past the lovely Filthy Pig Inn establishment, then you look out there, you'll find the main tent. Stands out like dog's balls.
So I whisper to Alarak, is she being ironic?
Yes, it is a terrible pub.
Okay.
All right. Well, quicker you get it done, the quicker you get the goal.
Sure thing, Velma. We'll just be off then.
Right. And then she
Thank you, as
looks
always.
around, and then she looks around and sees another guard sort of waiting at the wings, and she calls him over, and has completely lost interest in your group.
All right, time to go talk to some tinkers. Good job on that, by the way, that negotiation. The dough, I think, really worked.
Oh, thank you. I'll try it wherever I can. Perhaps I could train Bindi to take part as well.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried it. It's never worked for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, yes, well. Perhaps being cute is not the best feature to... Just gently suggesting that perhaps being cute isn't maybe your best tactic.
Right. I should try intimidating them. Got it.
Perhaps.
Maybe not Thelma.
No, not in this situation. I mean, maybe I can imagine you would be also a pretty good person at being suave when you needed to be.
I am dressed in a chain loincloth and pretty much nothing else.
I don't know. I can't account for the taste in dragonborns.
Fair enough. You're not wrong.
You could be charming. Say please. It seemed to work.
Yeah, we'll try and charm Thelma next time. We'll give that a go.
No, not
Maybe
literally.
get some lessons from Jace.
Not literally.
No. I'm set on it. Next time, I'll get some advice from Jace and we'll give it a go.
Has he written a song about her yet? He seems to write songs about everyone.
Oh, yes, I could perform a song for her. That should work.
Definitely.
Maybe, yeah, get Jace to write it for me, though, because I cannot write it. All right, we'll head out and meet with Wobani.
Okay, so you head outside and you see Wobani sort of loitering, attempting to look as small and uninteresting as possible.
And when you come out, he's like, was she in a good mood today?
Fantastic mood. Don't know what the problem is.
Oh,
She's a delightful woman.
you're such a liar, Alarak. That's not going to work with me. So, what's the job?
Well, there's a missing tinker, a star performer. Apparently,
More tinkers?
yeah, the new lot that are in town. Apparently, there's a carnival, and they have a prime performer called, I don't know. I thought her name was something like Shellfisher. Something that sounded like that, but she's gone missing, and everybody's really distraught. And for some reason, they don't think they can trust. Like the tinkers don't feel like they can trust the guards, so they want us to help.
The star performer is named Shellfisher? That's interesting.
I think I got it wrong.
Oh,
Alarak, did you? I think if we just lead with your star performer's missing, can we help you? I think
Right.
she might be an I don't know, maybe she's an alias. What did you hear at Alarak?
Feldisha York.
Feldisha York. Okay. Okay.
Well,
Let's hope there's some nice, obvious tracks leading into the woods. Then I can help.
well, I wouldn't mind stopping off at the bar, picking up another 6-pack. Maybe we can visit Shifty and pick up something.
She might be there too. We can ask. We can start our work straight away.
Sure. And I've been wondering about these mushrooms I collected the other day. I wonder what if I let them dry a little bit more. Wonder how they might taste.
Dry, I suspect.
Well, medicinal properties and mushrooms. It could be I've got a miracle cure here.
I also hear some mushrooms can be an amazing cure for life. So, that's a good idea. Let's just find out maybe which ones they are.
Yeah, just have a taste.
You have
Maybe
to
not. Maybe we need to
try them
ask
properly.
somebody.
You can't just eat them. I mean, you'll poison yourself. Man,
I think that's what
Alarak.
she's saying.
No. I'm suggesting that perhaps we would know what they do before we ate them.
I got my mortar and pestle. I just need to let them dry a bit, and I can grind them up, and then, we could put them in someone's tea and see what happens.
Add murder to our rap sheet. Sure. Okay.
They might turn a fun shade of yellow.
Maybe it would help train Bindi.
Yeah, we do have Bindi. We could just try it.
Maybe. That would be very sad. We're having a little teeny squirrel funeral. I've had to do it before. There were many tears.
I don't think these mushrooms would do that. Anyways, whereabouts do we need to go? Because I wouldn't mind stopping off, out by the filthy pig.
That's where we're headed. Just out those gates.
What good luck that is.
What a coincidence.
Indeed.
As you guys are heading towards the filthy pig, you come across the market circle, the hawker's circle, and you see across the way, very close to the center of the hawker's circle, there's a small podium, and there's a human cleric, it seems, standing on the podium, and he's denouncing. It sounds like he's denouncing the Tinkers. He's calling out things like, "Well, those Tinkers are just criminals, and they'll take your money. And that Feldisha York, she's the worst of the lot. She uses horrible magic to charm you and steal your money." And he just goes on and on about the Tinkers in general.
Oh my god. Reekhi, is that the professor?
No, but he said he came from a very large family. It could be one of his distant cousins. Or perhaps
Bloody
a great
hell.
great grandson. I'm not sure. Perhaps you
I
should
didn't
ask him.
think they could crossbreed, but my lord, sounds just like the professor. Amazing.
I think
May-
they might
maybe
have gone
he
to
didn't
the same finishing school.
Maybe he didn't sound so hoarse.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna, you know what, actually, that's a bit too much of a coincidence. I'm gonna try and find out what this is about. Is it a crowd gathered around him, or is he sort of preaching to the air?
There is a small crowd gathered around him. Make a perception check.
I'll throw a few coppers down at the bottom of the podium.
Okay. Just waiting on TD to roll that perception check.
Mm-hmm.
I made the roll, it just took a minute to... 9 plus 4, 13.
13. Okay, so you have a look around. It's quite busy. It's just gone past lunchtime, and there's people moving to and fro. There's a small crowd of probably about 3 to 5 people listening in intently. And you do catch off in the corner another robed man, seems to be in priest robe, sort of standing off in the corner, just watching it at this stage.
Preach, brother, preach. I couldn't agree with you more. Absolutely.
Yes. This is dreadful. If this woman has wronged you, I would know about it. Please, tell us more.
So the man sort of turns to... So is everybody, all three of you have come up to listen, have you?
Yep.
Okay. So he looks down to the copper that had been thrown at his feet, and he goes, No need for that. I am well looked after in the Church of Calamalus, but it is grand that you should hear me about this horrible blight on our lands. Those halfling tinkers, they're all thieves, and they will take your goods, and then they will take your wives.
Take
Absolutely.
your wives?
You know what?
How does
And
We have
your
dealings
children.
with...
and your children? What have these people done to you? Goodness.
Doesn't sound like that bad a deal, actually. But yes, we had dealings with them. They stole this wooden horse thing we had. I don't think Reekhi, you were there for that. But they owe us a wooden horse.
He's
Magical.
as you mention that, he points to you, Alarak, and then speaks out to the whole Hawker's circle, going, You see, just as I told you, they are thieves, all of them, to a T. They should leave before anything else is taken.
So anything else? I mean, you keep saying that they've taken things, and I mean, we could go somewhere a little less public if you'd like to talk about it, but we'd like to help. What's been going on?
Well, it's a long story, but I will tell you that these tinkers have been here before, and there have been thefts. There have been things that have been stolen all around Medano. The crime seems to go up a huge degree when they're around.
So these specific tinkers are engaged in multiple acts of non-specific crime?
Well, tinkers in general, not these tinkers in specifically.
But
I mean, you have you seen that Feldisha? She's a horrible person. The things she does just really turn your mind. She's using you. She's using magic to dull your senses.
That's what beer's for, nothing else. That is outrageous.
some people pay good money for that.
Well, I mean, you can go there and lose your money to her, but I wouldn't recommend it.
So where did you see her that she did these things to you?
Well, just down south at the southeastern gate where they've set up, at that big tent.
And when was that?
Well, they've been doing a few shows recently. I really hope they don't do any more. We don't need their sort here.
I mean, when did you see them?
I haven't seen them per se, but there have been a few of my colleagues who have told me all about the show.
Did they enjoy the show, or were they damaged in some way?
Let's just say that they didn't enjoy it at all and would have appreciated not being there in the first place.
I don't blame them. You're very brave going in amongst their midst, though, and finding this stuff out. How exactly is she doing that, though? Is it foul magics?
Mushrooms?
Don't know anything about mushrooms, but yes, foul arcane magic. It should be banned from them, at least.
Mr. Priest, you said that you and your companions here, who seem to be wearing the same, how do you say, livery, you're from the Church of Camels and Dust, and you feel this way about all tinkerers.
Church of Camels and Us? No, it's Camulus.
Camels and Dust, that's what I said.
Listen, man, if you're quite finished making a mockery of my church, you can move on.
He's not with us.
I don't know. I follow Donneru. I don't know Camels and Us. I just thought that maybe all of Camels and Us feel the same way. I have nothing against that. Those damn tinkerers, they slighted us.
Let's just say if it was up to me, the knights here would be driving the tinkers out and we'd never see them again.
The knights? Modano's knights?
Yes.
Well,
Where are these knights?
The Tonatrua Knights. They're based here. You guys have seen well-garbed soldiers before. The Tonatrua Knights are the militia arm of the Church of Camulus.
So you have your own militiamen. Are they listening to you with what they do? Do they take orders from you?
That is of no concern to you, church business.
No. My name is Reekhi, not church business.
He's really got interesting words, doesn't he?
I know. They all just kind of run together.
So these knights of yours, you said they're knights of your church? Like, what do you call those ones? Oh, Alarak, there's a name for those people. What do you call them again?
Knights?
Oh, Lord. Sometimes, Alarak, it's the raw rat. It's right to your head. No, let me think here. Paladins. Are they paladins?
Yes, they're paladins. Good God, man, how long have you been here?
What is today?
It's the first day of the month.
2 days.
Well, you should really ask around to find out who is in charge here. You'll find that speaking out of turn against the Church of Camulus could get you injured or worse. Are you quite finished?
I'm just surprised you don't worship Donaru.
Donaru is a fickle god. Nothing compares to the might and power of Camulus.
Mm-hmm.
At those words, I kind of straighten up. My shoulders straighten back. I mean, Donaru's not done much for me, but I straighten up, and I'm getting really upset. Say that again, mister.
You heard me the first time. If you have complaints, go see the church. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to continue.
Bah! I'm not listening to him, Alarak. He's insulted my goddess.
Reekhi,
Let's take this conversation just a bit out of earshot.
Yeah, Reekhi pats him gently on the shoulder and says, "It's okay, Wobani. These guys seem kind of uptight and really unfun. I don't know if Donaru would have them anyway."
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. And I turn around and I walk back very slowly, looking at this priest in the eye, and I very, very carefully and with great showmanship and panache bend down and pick up my 3 coppers and spin on my heel and walk away.
You hear a humph from him as you walk away.
Not giving him that. He doesn't deserve those coppers.
No, he doesn't.
Does anyone else, now that we're out of earshot, does anyone else suspect the Church of Cumulus?
I suspect him totally. He was an ass. We should introduce him to Thelma.
Well, I mean, I think it needs looking into. I would wonder if a prideful man like him wouldn't be more boastful had they actually managed to offset the Tinkers in some way. I mean, they might be behind it and he might not know about it. We should definitely keep our ears pricked up for them causing the Tinkers any trouble.
I can tell you one thing. I've known this all my life. Being ostracized. Discrimination. That guy was an ass. He discriminated. Let's go to the bar and get something to drink.
Does it have to be the filthy pig?
Well, I mean, the prices are really good.
Are we welcome there?
You weren't last time. There are several taverns around in Modania. You don't have to go to the Filthy Pig.
They love us there, Alarak. It was just, an off day. Those brothers are like good friends.
Why don't we just pick up a six-pack and we'll head out the gates?
I mean, we might. I have to say, I think you've picked up some information that that the Tinkers might like to hear. Perhaps they would share some drinks with you. I'm pretty sure that Tinkers would brew all kinds of interesting things.
Oh, yes, we should get like Tinkerers. They of course will drink wine, right? That's what I think they drink. Let's pick them up some wine.
Wine, Tinkerer schnapps, all kinds of fun stuff.
I don't really know if they drink wine. I think they drink wine. I read that somewhere. I don't actually read. I heard that.
Make an intelligence check. if you want to know.
That there is a 12.
I mean, Reekhi's travelled a lot. She may have encountered Tinkers. She reads far and wide. Has she any idea hypothetically what Tinkers would drink?
You can make an intelligence check as well, or a history check for you, I guess. I'm assuming your history is the same, Wobani. Wow.
We just rolled
Yes.
another natural 20 for a total of 26.
Nice.
Get them all
So-
out now.
What do Tinkers drink? Wise DM?
So, the Tinkers are a nomadic. So the Tinkers are basically the halflings of this world, and they're almost solely halflings. There can be some humans, but most of the time they're halflings, and they're a nomadic race. They don't have a home country as such. They realm all around Dalimnor, which is the continent here. They certainly have a bad name or reputation, similar to what Thelma indicated, which is everybody seems to think that they're thieves and will steal anything that's not nailed down. I think that you realise that this is a bit of a they're used as a scapegoat for most of these, and so they're easy to be used as scapegoats due to the fact that they're nomads and can just leave.
They steal children?
There have been stories in the past about this, yes.
Why on earth would anyone want to steal children? I mean, that's just, increasing your work by tenfold. Imagine
gypsies will do
managing
what the
stolen
gypsies will
children in
do.
a caravan.
So, as to what they drink, they tend to be home brewers themselves. They usually brew either beer or wine. It's a bit tricky to brew wine on the go, but they do have both of those.
Would they drink spirits?
Certainly. I mean, they're halflings. They'll drink whatever they can get their hands on.
So I say to Wobani, well, I think that you should choose something that you would very much like to share with the Tinkers and bring it along and share it with them. And I think that sharing a drink together would be seen favourably. And if you're enjoying it, then you'll relax and keep your hand on your pocket. But I'm pretty sure we'd be able to find some things out, and I would hope that they would not also insult Donaru the same way these Camulus people seem to be happy to do.
Exactly. Totally agree. I think we should definitely go, and I'll pick up some very nice wine. And we don't have to go to the Filthy Pig if Alarak has got a thing.
I mean, does Dwayne's Delicacies or Superb Hot Pies sell good ale or wine or spirits?
Well, I know that Shifty Eye Pete sells his famous special 6-pack, but that's not beer or wine. It's a special.
Oh, does he do a nice hazelnut liqueur?
I can tell you that it's special, and I have no idea what's inside it.
You just have
This-
to make sure that Bindi doesn't steal it. That gets awkward.
The 6-pack is a beer, by the way. The stuff that he has sold you before is beer. It's a really good beer.
Yeah, okay. It's a special beer. I knew that. I did. Alarak told me.
I'm sure you did.
Mm.
Oh, Adol does the same thing. All right, let's head out.
I'll go and buy. I'm gonna buy a flat of Shifty. Hey, Shifty. Hello, Shifty. You in there?
Oh, hello, my good friend Wobani. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I have got a proposition.
Oh yeah, all ears.
I would like to buy. This is the trick. No pies, but I need an entire flat of your special beer.
A flat? I don't think you want flat beer.
No. Alarak, did I get it right? I mean, don't they say a flat down here when they talk about 24 beer?
Oh, a slab?
Oh, a slab. You want a slab? Yeah, sure. Well, I could
Oh.
organise that.
Well, I guess it's different up north. Okay, yes, a slab.
Well, let me see. Yeah, just one moment. And he sort of steps back and
Don't forget how we helped you out, Pete.
Yeah, I remember. And you've already pulled on that favour, so don't try that on me again, okay?
Reekhi, you give it a try. His memory's not so good.
What am I trying to do?
Lie. Get a better price.
I say, hey, good sir. My squirrel and I would also like to enjoy a large bottle of your very, very best liqueur or spirit or schnapps. I was thinking that perhaps we could get a group discount.
So when you start talking, he looks around. A group discount. You say? Are you working with this guy with Wobani?
Yes, we're firm friends.
Oh well, I feel sorry for you, but I don't know you as well. However, I'm not really interested in group discounts already. If you come back and buy more often, maybe I could reduce the price further. But I have already reduced it quite a bit for my good friend Wobani. Well, I'm doing you a favour.
Oh, okay. It's a little disappointing. I mean, I think that Dwayne's Delicacies might have a liqueur or schnapps more to my liking anyway. Good day, sir.
Oh, cheerio! You won't find the best beer in Medania at Dwayne's, but you could try.
But I wasn't after beer, good sir. I was after liqueur or schnapps. I'm glad you did not sell me that.
Well, so Wobani, I found 24 for you. That'll be 2 silver apiece, so that's going to work out at about 5 gold.
Wait. No, I'm not that thick, Shifty. My math is pretty good. 2 times 10 is 20 silver. 2 gold.
Listen, mate, it's 5 gold. I don't know what mushroom you've grown up under, but I know my math. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. You going to pay the 5 gold or not?
Oh, damn it, Shifty. Okay, here, take your 5 gold. Robbing me. You're robbing my mother from the cradle I was born in.
Yeah, sure you can cover it.
I pay him.
Cheers, mate. Here's your beer. Don't drink it all at once.
I take the slab.
Oh dear. So Reekhi's not very impressed by Shifty, so she's popped next door into Dwayne's Delicacies to see if she has more luck. And she wanders into the shop. Hello, good sir.
Okay. So as you enter the store, you see a average-sized Goliath. He stands about 6.5 feet tall. He keeps his red hair short and neat and wears a clean white apron over a brown shirt and black pants. He seems slightly overweight, being you suspect a heavy sampler of his food creations. But he looks onto you with a very warm smile and goes, "Oh, hello, greetings. How are you, ma'am?"
Oh, I'm very well. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name's Reekhi, and then I gesture to my shoulder where Bindi is, and I say, "And this is my friend Bindi."
Well, hello there, Bindi. And hello, Reekhi. How can I help you today? We have a lovely cream pie that I made just this morning. It's beautiful.
Oh, that might go down well. Also, that's a nice idea. I was wondering, do you happen to stock any nice liqueur or spirits?
Not normally, no. I do use them for recipes on occasion. I might have a liqueur, an unopened bottle of liqueur. It's something I would have sourced from one of my suppliers.
And what type of liqueur is it?
I think it's an almond liqueur, actually.
Oh, that would just be delightful. Oh, what would that set me back?
A bottle of that will probably set you back about 5 gold, I think.
Okay. And what would the whole pie set me back?
Oh, the pie? The pie is 5 silver.
And how large is the pie? Would it go around, or is it a one-person pie?
Well, I'll just show it to you. It's just over here in my display case. And he shows you the pie. It looks really appetizing. It's quite a large pie, probably about 40 centimeters in diameter.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Well, I will take the bottle of almond liqueur, the cream pie, and a bag of fresh nuts, if you have any.
Oh, yes. I do have some fresh nuts. I'll get that out of the inventory. The nuts will set you back about 2 copper.
Okay, I was going to ask to see if you could throw them in, but 2 copper. I think I can spare that.
Fantastic. Pleasure doing business with you. And then he sort of wanders off and goes into the back of the store and comes back about a minute later with a bottle that looks to be a liqueur bottle. It's brown and green, and he has a small bag in his hand, and he places those on the counter and then walks over to get the pie. And here they are. Excellent. And thank you for the money. It's wonderful doing business with you. Come again anytime.
Thank you very much, Dwayne. Dwayne, I have a quick question. You look like a local man who's been in the area for quite some time.
Yes.
You look like you might mix with all kinds, but particularly, people who look after themselves and make sensible steps in life. Like, you seem like you would be a reliable person to come and talk to.
I try to put on a pleasant face and a welcoming ear.
Well, I have a quick question. Do you have any thoughts on the Tinkers? I'm new in town and I'm looking for people's opinions.
Well, they certainly bring in some interesting ingredients on time. I do work with them on occasion to bring in those ingredients and put them into my fabulous recipes. They usually a happy sort and quite friendly.
Well, Dwayne, you seem eminently sensible and an excellent cook. I have a quick question. Have you heard of a tinker performer called Feldisha York?
Oh, yes. Isn't she performing at the moment?
At the moment, like right now, or at the moment in the past few days?
Well, not right now. She's in town at the moment. I think her next show is tonight. I believe they were advertising earlier.
I mean, have you seen her around town or seen her in person?
Oh, no. She doesn't leave the tent, as far as I'm aware. They have people that go out and advertise for them.
So, a tinker woman who performs and is famous, but never leaves the tent.
Well, she has to make sure she's prepared, and who knows what could happen if she went into the town and was, I mean, I'm guessing here, but she could be captured, or I don't know really. I'm just speculating now.
Yeah, who would do such a thing? I mean, I know that church doesn't much like them, but who would actually do that?
I don't really know. A frightfully horrible man, surely, or woman.
What do you think of the church, by the way? That Cumulus church Do they worship clouds? What's their deal? I saw that guy ranting on the street.
Are you speaking about the Church of Camulus?
That must be the one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they usually keep to themselves. They can be a bit heavy-handed at times, but we certainly need their support in keeping the city of Medagno free from unsavory elements.
Of course. Wouldn't imply otherwise. I just, a preacher could be a bit more inspiring, you know?
Who exactly are you talking about?
The guy ranting and raving on the street corner.
Oh, him? Yes, well, I don't, that man, Horton, I think his name was, Horton Fenwick, yes. He's probably a bit more of the unsavory characters with that church. They're not all like that, you see.
Right. Yeah, I guess it's just not a great first impression coming into town, you know?
I can totally understand that.
Do you have any more cream pies?
No, that was the last one, but if you come back tomorrow, I might have another one for you. You can order in advance.
Could we get delivery?
I look into the shop and see Reekhi and Alarak having a conversation with Dwayne, and I'm like, guys, you shouldn't be buying from Dwayne. We're Shifty's friends.
Wobani, we need to talk about the nature of commerce when we get back home. It's all right.
But okay, Shifty's a good guy. He's a little bit standoffish, but
no, he's not. It's
Dwayne
Shifty. It's in the name.
Name Schmaine. Come on,
You can't
we're
trust
dodgy.
anyone with a name. Yeah, but that's different. That's an ironic name. You can't trust him. His name's Shifty.
Okay, so how about Shifty can be your friend and Dwayne can be my friend?
Okay, but you can't use the corporate credit card.
Little Bindi just shakes a teeny little squirrel fist at you.
Well, how did it go? Are we ready to go and have a chat with them tinkerers?
I have very, very good news, Wobani. I have bought some things to share with them. I have bought pie and I have bought almond liqueur. And so we are all going to share it with the tinkerers, and that usually means that you will get some too. So that is very good news. Wait until you try this almond liqueur.
I crush I smash the bottle I've been drinking and I throw it into Dwayne's bin. Yeah, okay. I already started.
Did any hit the side and fall out on the ground?
Make a dexterity check, Wobani.
That is a 11.
It hits the rim, but it looks like it could tip either way, and luckily tips into the bin. No spillage occurred.
You see that? Sometimes Donnaru, she blesses me in the strangest of ways.
You feel a light breeze coming in through the open door.
Ooh, it's brisk in here.
Well, you know, one can never take one's gods for granted.
That's right.
You're right. So I wave. Goodbye, Dwayne. It was wonderful to make your acquaintance. We will certainly be back again.
But I won't buy from you ever, Dwayne. I tell you that true.
Well, do you just wait until you try the pie and the liqueur, Wobani? You know? I mean, clearly, Donnaru blessed you coming into this shop.
Well,
That's a good point.
It's a good
Maybe
point,
we
actually.
should. Has Donnaru ever blessed you when you're going to Shifty Pete?
Let me think here. I start stroking my beardless chin again. I can't remember. She's strange that way. Anyway.
Well, do come back. I will always have wonderful food at Dwayne's Delicacy. Please tell your friends.
Yeah, you should tell Shifty. Off we go. I'm heading out. I'm getting one of those pies one day.
That's a good idea.
I give Alarak a punch in the shoulder. You're a jerk.
I know. I'm a lovable jerk, though.
I say,
Not really.
Wobani, maybe you should be a little kinder to Dwayne. He seems like a person who's fair to all. He even works with the Tinkers.
Oh, you're kidding. Really?
No, he seems like he would be somebody who would give everybody a chance quite fairly.
Huh. I wonder if he would give us a discount.
Well, maybe not after that. Maybe another day.
Well, maybe we should see if he has one of those regular customer loyalty cards. He seems like the kind of place where if you buy 10 coffees, you might get one for free.
That would be good. I want one of those cards.
Do you drink coffee?
Lucy's made us some black substance that had an interesting flavor. I think that's what you called it.
Keep the coffee away from Bendy. It just, I don't know. There's some things that prestigitation just can't handle.
Yeah, it kind of makes me hit the toilet pretty quick after I have that. So yeah, I don't know if that would be good for Bindi.
No. Squirrel on caffeine. You can never get it down from the rafters.
I can tell
you. Know what?
In the medical term for it is diuretic.
Yeah, I'll be back in a second. I actually just add one more question for Dwayne. Be right back.
Damn it, Alarak.
Okay, so you head back into the store. He sees you re-enter and says, "Yes, welcome again. That was quick."
Yeah, I just forgot something, and I'm going to message you DM. 1 second.
All right.
Alarak, you jerk.
Okay, so while Alarak is in the store, you guys, what are you saying?
I think we start strolling towards the gate.
Yes.
You catch up.
Okay. So you head towards the gate, and you catch sight of the Tinker's Bazaar ahead of you. It is an impressive-looking sight. There is a large main tent standing at over 30 feet high at its tallest point. And just hold on a second. So before I go on with the Tinker stuff, you find that Dwayne completes the transaction with Alarak, and soon enough he catches up with you. Then
panting a bit, I was all good, everything's sorted. Let's get this job on with, shall we?
So as you get close to the Tinker's Bazaar, there is a large main tent standing at over 30 feet tall at its tallest point. This main tent has been coloured in reds, blues, oranges, and green, and trimmed in silver. The colours don't tend to match too well, but it certainly stands out. Spread around this main tent are lots of smaller tents, brightly coloured carriages, and caged carts with animals inside. There are odours of finely cooked meats and sweet-smelling pastries that permeate the air, enough to make your mouth water slightly. There is definitely a great deal of hustle and bustle going on here, with halfling tinkers going to and fro, and there is a general hubbub of noise. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I have pie and liqueur, but not enough to go all around. So I would suggest that if we're going to share it, we should probably share it with not the first people we meet, but the people we want to talk. Yeah, would I know about normal policy for introducing self to people like this?
I think it usually opens with hello.
Well, no, but you know what? If we're going up to the main tent and saying hello, can we've come to talk to you. Could we sit down, share a pie and a drink, and have a talk?
Make sure you mention Kara when you get there. That Kara sent us. She's the one that we helped.
You know what? All that sounds like the way to do it. Why don't we try that?
Well, you lead and I will follow.
So you do know from that history check earlier that the Tinkers usually have either a small group or one individual who tends to lead the clan, as it were, and they can be female, they can be male. There's no sort of patriarchy or matriarchy going on. And usually, if a new group is coming in to want to talk to the Tinkers, you'd be wanting to talk to the main person.
Well, that sounds like a plan. I'm happy to proceed with that. How does everyone else feel?
Well, I was just thinking I'd walk in there and say, "Hey, Kara sent me, but if you've got a better plan, I'll go with your plan." Maybe I can come in and shout, "I am the boar keeper, and Mesquin is my buddy. Kara sent me."
You know, maybe you should run into the tent and say, "Feldisha York," and if somebody sticks up their head and goes, "Hey, that's me," you go, "Case solved," and we get to go home and collect our money.
Okay, I'm going to do that. So I start
No, let's not
getting
do that.
ready to.
Let's not do
I start getting ready to run.
They might be a little upset. They might be a little upset.
You know, I think it might also be a secret. No one else seemed to know anything, even that she was missing.
And they're still advertising the show. I mean, they clearly want to keep up the pretense.
Maybe we should be subtle about shouting it out. Or not shout it out. One of the two.
Then we introduce ourselves as we do. We are solution architects. We are here to architect a solution.
And we have pie.
How can we help? And we have beer.
And the
And
cure.
I'm the boar keeper.
And you're the boar keeper. All right.
Yes.
So you walk into the main tent. There's a few halflings moving around. They're hard to determine who's the leader from just looking on. They all seem to be wearing colourful garb, but none of it is a uniform. It's all different, bright colours.
Hello, yes, we're here to see the people in charge.
One of the halflings, a man of probably about 25, looks up and goes, "Oh, well, if you're after the man in charge, it's actually a lady. Her name's Welderline Forthright. You can find her over in the second carriage there," and he sort of points off into a general direction about 100 meters away. You can find her in there at the moment. Could I? Do you want me to take you, or are you happy to find your way there easily yourself?
We should be alright. Unless... No, if it's just over there.
It's hard to miss. It's the blue carriage with the yellow trim.
Easy peasy.
All right, well, I'm getting back to work.
Thank you.
Let's go. Let's go over there. I can see it clear as day. That's the one.
The one with the blue trim? Yep.
Yep. Easy. See that?
Okay.
Now, what did he say her name was? Weldy?
Miss Forthright.
Miss Forthright. Okay. Ms.
Could be Mrs.
Could be Mrs. or Ms.
Ms.
I didn't quite
no,
catch
I
her
think-
first name.
Welderland.
Is there a title that someone in charge of a Tinker group would have?
Not necessarily.
Ms. Welderline Forthright.
Okay. So you guys walk up to the carriage. It's quite plain and stands out, the blue carriage with the yellow trim. And are you going to the yellow carriage with the blue trim?
The exact one that he described.
Because you got it round the other way. All right.
The one
So
with yellow trim, yeah.
So you're right outside the carriage now.
Now, I think we should just knock. What do you think?
Knocking is optimal.
Is there a...
You hear a lady inside going, do come in.
And I open up the door and I make a flourish and a bow and I'm like, Madame Reekhi, here to see you.
There he is. your name is Reekhi, you said?
Say, yes, good morning, Wortherline Forthright. It's my pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Reekhi Farbush, and these are the two gentlemen I work with, Alarak and Wobani.
Quick question for your DM. Just, can we get in this carriage? Like she invited us in, but it's for halflings, right?
You can get in. It's a carriage that's quite large because it's one of those, RV style carriages. So it's got a bed, it's got all the amenities to it. I mean, certainly it is small for someone the size of you, Alarak, but you can get in.
You shrink as you walk through the door.
There's a little potion next to the door that says, "Drink this."
I'm just going to drink random potions that people are leaving outside in the Tinker's thing. No way.
There's a whole book about it.
I'll totally do that. I've got the mushrooms.
As you guys enter, you catch sight of the lady inside. This halfling is of average height, standing at just over 3 feet tall. Her straight raven black hair falls down her back as far as her shoulder blades. She wears understated clothing, a simple brown jacket over the top of a cream shirt, and dark grey pants. Her clothes seem well made and well kept. And she goes, yes, you said you were Reekhi, and who were these two gentlemen?
These are my two business partners, Alarak and Wobani. We all work together to help people.
Solution architects.
I see. And you're here about exactly?
Well, I thought I think Alarak was about to say something.
Yes, you can go ahead. I was just going to say that's how good we are. We know you've got a problem.
And we've brought beer.
Yes, well, we thought we could sit down together, meet and talk, and I understand that you're a very busy lady, so we thought that you could potentially, appreciate a nice beer or liqueur and some pie as we talk. But we have been talking in the town, and Thelma, Ironclaw, has asked us to help you, because she understands that you're in some distress that you might not want to make public at the moment, and she understands that as solutions architects, we're very good at discrete solutions. You have a performer by the name of Feldisha York, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Feldisha. She has gone missing. You're with the guard. I hope you be able to look into this investigation with both eyes open.
Well, we're not really with the guard as such.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Consider us independent contractors.
Well, that's good to know. I don't.
We have corporate credit cards. We're that good.
I'm not sure what you're speaking of, but we deal with gold here.
Don't you worry. It's all good. We're excellent.
So, I offered to set the pie down on the table.
And I set down the slab, and you notice that 3 bottles are missing.
Well, look, it's wonderful that you've come bringing food. I'm quite happy with that. But exactly, what can you guys do? She's gone missing. What is it exactly you want to do?
Could we ask you some questions?
Well, we'll start with that. Yes, I was going to say, it depends on how she's gone missing. If it's tracking, I'm the guy. Talking to people, that's what we bring these two here for. We've got a variety of skills, but we need to know how she's gone missing. Where was she last seen?
Well, as far as I'm aware, she did her show last night, and soon after that she'd gone missing. I don't know exactly where she went missing, but I have my suspicions.
She left the tent and went missing, or did you notice her leave the tent?
No one saw. Well, as far as I'm aware, no one saw her leave the tent.
And what kind of guests were watching the show last night?
Well, let me see. there was the usual crowd from Modano, a mix of the poorer families, but also some of the higher ups. I think a couple of nobles as well. She did quite a good show, all things considered.
Did anybody throw coins?
No, they pay before they enter the tent. There's no reason to be throwing coins onto the show floor. That gets dangerous.
You said all things considered. Are you saying that there was some issue that was some problem?
Well, I mean, if you're asking me, some strange things I feel happened. See, Feldisha, she's a good performer, but she really rubs some people up the wrong way. There's a man that has been involved. His name is Merrick Dorst, one of our stable muckers. In his past, he's become overly familiar with Feldisha, and had to be told that he really couldn't be involved with someone such as her. She certainly rebuffed his advances.
Oh, he loved her, and she didn't give him the time of day. Is he albino?
Wobani, I think we need to have a little bit about talk about the difference between love and stalking.
Right.
And another person I suspect could be I don't know if you know the name, but his name was Morten Fenwick. I think he's a cleric in Modano. He's been quite critical of the bazaar here, and he sent a few of his cronies around in the show. They caused a bit of a ruckus for the last couple of nights, being a bit intimidating if you ask me honestly. These cronies have been scaring away some of the guests.
How do?
Were they like acting as muscle and scaring them away, or were they wearing costumes? Magic?
They were wearing the clerical robes of their station. They weren't really pushing people around, but they were certainly stern looking, and most people seem to avoid them.
And that's been the last few nights. Are you going to have a show tonight? What's actually happening tonight?
Well, I think the show will have to be postponed unless we find Feldisha and her act, which is a fantastic act of her personal cat Tabitha. She wields fantastic magic that is able to. One of the tricks she does that dazzles the people is Tabitha's tail detaches mid-show and flies around the audience before reattaching on the cat. It's quite an impressive show.
I'm curious.
That has special meaning to you, I gather, Reekhi.
No, I'm just. It sounds like a lot of fun, but my mind boggles at why the clerics of Camulus would find this flying cattail so offensive.
I don't rightly know, really.
I got the impression that he was small-minded. He'd be like some of the people from my village that ostracized me.
Oh.
We call them assholes.
Yes, I think we would call them that too. That's quite a fair call, I would think.
Yeah, we've got that term in our culture as well.
Morten Fenwick, you say? I think we met that guy. Yeah, he was definitely one of them people.
Yes, I mean, and you could ask a few other people around here. They may have some understanding, but yeah, my thoughts are possibly either Merrick Dorst, the stable mucker, or Horton. Either one of those. I mean, just one thing that has brought to my attention. It's a bit unusual. You see, Feldisha can be difficult to work with. She has a few interesting riders she has for the show, after the show. One of these things is an unusual thing, a blackbird pie. Now, I tried organizing a pie for her last night, during the day before the show last night, and I couldn't source one, but I was checking on things just before the show, and I was sure I saw that pie there. Now, normally Merrick is the one that deals with these things and brings in these riders, but I never got round to talking to him about it.
The hell is a rider? Do you guys know that term? I've never heard that term before. What is that?
From the context, I get it. It's just demanding performers. They have to have things particular way. She has to have this pie after every performance.
It's like a
Drama
contract.
queen performance.
Oh, drama queen stuff. Oh, yes.
Drama queen contract.
I see.
Yeah, like.
So she likes to eat a blackbird pie. That sounds disgusting. But maybe it gives her luck. Anyway, what other crazy things does she do?
I don't quite know. That's all I'm aware of. I really hope you find that person who took her.
So where on earth could this pie have come from if you couldn't source it?
I don't rightly know.
A couple more questions.
Okay.
Go on.
I think the pie is a big clue. I think we need to ask Merrick about the pie.
What kind of person is Merrick?
He's just a stable mucker. He deals with the show. He
is he also a halfling?
Like us. Yes, we're all halflings here.
You don't hire like gnomes or something?
No, we try to keep it in the family, as it were.
And do you know why she rebuffed Merrick?
Well, I don't know. Possibly she has standards and doesn't deal with the lowly muckers. I don't know.
Is she your friend?
Is who my friend? Feldisha?
Yes.
Oh, we get on well enough, I guess.
Is Merrick your friend?
No, I don't really deal with him much.
Has he ever done anything like this before?
Done anything like what exactly?
Taken a fancy to a woman who had no interest in him and then had to be asked to back off.
No, this has been his first occurrence.
And how long has he been travelling with you for?
Oh, quite a few years now. This happened probably about 3 years ago.
Has he shown any interest in her since?
Well, he still deals with Feldisha. He cleans out Tabitha's cage and deals with the food, but he's been a bit more standoffish since then.
Has she shown any interest in him at all?
Feldisha? No. That's my impression is Merrick is beneath Feldisha, in her eyes at least.
How is he of your bazaar, from your bazaar, or did he come from another bazaar? Or
no,
did he come?
He came in about 10 years ago, I think, from one of the other Tinker clans. But he was efficient enough and helped out with with what needed doing. He's a pretty unassuming person.
And how did anybody account for his activities after she's gone missing? What's he been up to today?
You would have to ask him. I didn't see him after the show.
Couple more questions I've got.
I was quite busy with a private show after the show last night.
Who saw her last? Who actually reported, and who reported her missing?
Well, she was reported missing this morning, quite early. I think Lewis Twostone was the gentleman who found her missing.
Lewis Twostone, right. And if you could just point me towards where her tent actually is.
It's the Third tent on the right there. It's the pink and purple one.
Right. And then, so you went in and you saw that the pie was there.
Yes, last night.
Did the pie disappear?
I don't know. I didn't check on it. Like I said, I was otherwise engaged after the show, and Lewis came in and reported to me that she was missing that morning.
Hold on. So she went missing last night. You went in and saw the pie, but not her?
No. She was reported missing this morning. We assumed she disappeared last night. I went in before her show that night to see the pie.
Right. I was just trying to figure out where Merrick was getting this pie from and when he put it there. Okay.
Well, it could be Merrick. It certainly seems that way.
Definitely seems that way.
One thing I need to say, and I look intently at Weldy, and I say, Jace Nilo, and I look at her closely.
She looks at you with a look of confusion on her face.
Okay.
Does that mean something?
Can I
No,
insight check her?
Sure.
Ooh, 24.
So you look at her, and what you get back is a look of confusion and bewilderment.
Thought I was onto something there, guys. She doesn't know him.
And is the pie still there?
I haven't checked myself. You could possibly check if you need to.
Could be a clue.
I think we need to cut open the pie to check what's inside.
Reekhi. And I whisper to Reekhi, let's see if we find her, if we'll get a reward.
That's a good plan. Even if she's in the pie, we'll still get the reward.
Yes.
If that's the case, do not eat the pie.
Okay, I won't eat the pie. Look, Weldeline, Ms. Forthright.
It is Miss Forthright, yes.
Right. You follow that format. Gotcha. You want me maybe Gypsy? Does that work for you too?
No, that is a derogatory term.
Is it? I never would have known. Thank you for informing me. Now, we were wondering, yes, of course, the good and, well, maybe not so good. I've got questioned that the garrison sometime. But if we happen to find your friend, what is, would finding your friend and bringing you back information be something that you would be keen on us helping you with? Because at the moment, I mean, it is pretty much strictly the garrison that's asking this question. I mean, we'd be more than willing to also include you in our works.
What exactly are you implying, man?
You know, a little bit of this. We rub shoulders for you, you rub shoulders for us. One favor deserves another favor, and sometimes favors are paid for.
Make a persuasion check.
That there is an 11.
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, we would like to have Feldisha back, but I am sure this was reported to the guard, and they should be paying you handsomely if you're dealing with this.
That's all right. That's all right, Wobani. Perhaps if we bring them back, we can all sit down together and enjoy a nice meal and enjoy some good, hearty friendship and gratitude with the Tinkers afterwards.
I can heal too. I'm very good at it.
I see. And you would require healing, or someone here? I mean, possibly Feldisha may require healing, but we have our own healers here too.
You're kidding me. You have healers?
Yes. We're
Well.
self-sufficient.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Right. Okay. I think if Alarak and Reekhi are happy, I leave you this good slab of my good friend Shifty Eyed Pete's special beer. There's 19 there, and well, maybe I'll take one just for good luck. There's 18 there, and I think we will see and find your friend or your colleague, your travel companion.
Thank you. Any news on Feldisha would be fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, but you did. Sorry, it did occur to me, you were giving a private show. What is that?
One of the nobles requested a show with my good friend Edna Groma. She's the bear act for the show. She does a good job of having her bear balance on a ball, and she has other gifts. We went to see this noble, and did the act for them last night.
Oh, so not here in the bazaar. You went to the noble's house?
That's correct. Yes.
Would you be so kind as to provide us the name of this noble?
I don't see how that is relevant.
Could be a potential distraction so that someone else came and collected Feldisha while you and Edna were occupied?
Make a persuasion check.
Come on, 20. That's 11. 2 11s in a row.
She looks and goes, listen, I have told you where I have been, and I don't see how that is relevant for your investigation. Can you please leave and look into where she has gone?
Yep, one last thing. Where can we find Merrick most often? Where will he be working? Which tent is the stables?
So he should be near where most of the animals are kept in their caged carts. So he'll be
goes Alarak.
And how do we spot him? Does he have a particular... What does he look like? We need to just asking every tinker if you're Merrick.
Yeah, you won't be able to miss Merrick. He's rather shaggy looking and a horrible dresser. Possibly covered in whatever he's been dealing with.
Gotcha. Looks like Wobani. Fantastic. All right, we'll be off.
I punch Alarak as he walks past. You're such an asshole.
So what do you guys want to do now?
It seems to me, once we get out the tent out of earshot, I think we've got 3 leads here. 2 in this caravan, this tinker town. 1 in the city. Do we want to check out her tent or talk to Merrick first?
I would suggest we check out the tent and have a thorough search of it and see what we can find.
Oh, I think we also talked to Edna. So we talked to Edna, Merrick, and check the tent. So yeah, let's hit the tent first.
Okay. Well, sorry, go on, Alarak.
Yeah, tent first. Sounds like unanimous.
So this looks like a good point to have our 5-minute break. Welcome back. Before the break, we had the Dodgy brothers looking into investigating the the disappearance of one Feldisha York from the Tinker's Bazaar. Now, they have spoken to Wedderline Forthright, and they're off to investigate the tent for Feldisha. So, if you're happy to take it away, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, so I do believe we all voted for heading towards that tent. I don't know if they're back, actually, but we were heading towards Feldisha's tent.
Yes.
The one 3 tents down.
That's right.
And to the left.
To the left.
All right. Before we actually get in there, are there any... Before we disturb the crime scene, I'm just going to sort of hold everyone back. I want to keep this undisturbed. Can I have a look at the ground, see if there's any drag marks outside of the tent, any tracks that seem to lead off into the woods, that kind of thing?
Make a survival check.
And just as you're about to do that, Wobani gets ready to take a big running jump in front of you.
I can still spot it.
Okay, so you have a look around. That's a natural 19 for a 23 total there for that survival. You have a look around, and there doesn't seem to be any drag marks per se, but certainly there's quite a bit of foot traffic in and out of the tent. That is relatively recent, and there's foot traffic all around the area. So it seems to be a heavily trafficked area.
Heavily traffic, nothing leading anywhere, like just out into the middle of the field, just fairly normal traffic, like in and out of the Tinkertown.
Yeah, fairly normal traffic.
Okay.
No pie crumbs.
Not outside.
No crumbs to follow. Do you smell anything, Alarak?
I smell pie, but it might be ours. No, there's nothing suspicious here. I think we should take the investigation inside now that we've nothing fishy out here.
All right.
So as you enter the tent, you find that it is extravagantly furnished with a fabulous set of rugs on the floor. There seems to be some fine like chest of drawers and a wonderful gilded mirror on top of the chest of drawers. There's a small bed, certainly by anyone's standards outside of Reekhi, but it's lined with silk sheets, and it even has one of those hoods over the bed. And there's no one inside at the moment.
Huh. And is there pie on the table?
So there is a small table off to the side. There is the remnants of a previous meal, but there is no pie that you can see.
Did the meal look like it was pie?
Make an investigation check. So a roll of 8 for a total of 14. Reekhi, you spend the next 5 minutes having a look around, and from what you can tell, this meal was a lunch from yesterday. So the rider food you suspect was served elsewhere, not in her tent.
So this is her residential tent rather than her performance tent. Is that right?
That's correct. So she performs in the main tent. This is where she stays for the night.
So does it sound like the pie was served in the performance tent?
That seems like a logical progression, yes.
I mean, I know I'm fixating on the pie a little bit, it's just odd.
I think you're onto something.
I don't like odd pie.
Even
Neither
pie's
do I.
better.
But I do like a good apple pie.
Yes, a blackbird pie is just gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's barely better than right. Is there any signs of a struggle? Going full CSI here.
Make an investigation check.
Like, has she slept in the bed?
Is it made? Yeah. As an 13 minus 1, 12.
Okay. You look around the tent for about 5 minutes, and you don't see any sign of struggle. Nothing's been knocked off tables or knocked around. The bed looks to be like it's been slept in and not made particularly well, but you can't tell whether that was from last night or the previous night.
And are there any sign that she may have packed and fled? Like, does it look like she has full amount of clothing and things? Doesn't look like she's hurriedly packed and left or anything.
It certainly doesn't give an indication that she's hurriedly left. There's nothing removed from any of the chest of drawers of clothes. All the hairbrushes, gilded hairbrushes and such are still remaining.
I'm going to stand in the center of the room and let my senses out, trying to feel, and under my breath I'll be whispering a prayer to Donaru.
And what exactly are you trying to do here?
Donaru, is there something here that we need to see? Show me a sign, give me a sign. What am I missing?
Okay. Make a religion check.
That is a 2.
So you stand there for what seems to be about 10 minutes, and nothing comes to you. You pray fervently, and then you feel a bit of a rustle on your shoulder, and you think for sure that's Donaru, but then a horrible smell arrests your nose, and you see Bindi sitting on your shoulder, leaving a small little package before running off.
Bindi, I'm very sorry, Wobani.
It's a sign, Reekhi. Do not worry. I am sure Donaru is telling me clear as day. Over here, come, let's look.
Okay, look, your faith is commendable, but please allow me to clean your shoulder. I get out a cloth and start jumping upwards at him.
Wait, what? What? The spell? What?
Just clean it.
Okay, I use prestidigitation. As long as he doesn't mind it. It just feels weird actually using it on people. Do you mind?
I do not mind. Please,
Okay.
quickly now.
Okay, so
It hurts my nose.
I do that. I clean him off.
So the squirrel, it makes holy signs.
It must be. I was praying to Donaru, and then it pooped on my shoulder. That means over here. I'm sure of it. And I go over in the
Reekhi, that is an
direction.
amazing squirrel.
Yes, well, you wait till you see what she does if you feed her enough almond liqueur and coffee.
So I go over on the shoulder that she'd pooped on. I go in that direction and look about me to see if I can see something.
Okay, so it was on the left, and so you turn
That's a
to the
10.
left and walk up to
Yep.
walk up to the chest of drawers, and do you start working your way through them?
No, I just standing in front of them, trying to see what is it here. What can I see? And I stand in front of the chest of drawers, mystified.
Okay, so it's a fine set of chest of drawers, a nice hardwood, dark hardwood, but there's no signs of damage or a struggle or anything like that. Nothing comes to mind.
Damn it, Donaru! Why can't you just talk to me and tell me, please? Poop. I mean, I'm sure this is the thing. And I kind of slap the dresser, and then I start opening the drawers.
Okay. So you go over the same drawers that Alarak did before, and you find nothing of value.
Have we looked under the mattress yet? I mean, I'm wondering if she wasn't courting a secret admirer or someone.
And are we looking on the lookout for valuables as we do this?
There certainly is a few valuables in this room. She has extravagant taste.
Oh, come now, that would be in poor taste.
No. We're taking them so that she knows that we looked in her tent for her. This lets her know that we are working with Weldy.
And if she's dead, she won't mind.
Well, that's just a bonus.
So are you taking said items?
I look at Alarak.
I mean, can I try and hide it from Reekhi? Because she doesn't sound like she's too keen on the idea.
No, she's not. She's not. At the moment, she's busy rummaging under the mattress looking for hidden love letters, or, Reekhi's got a bit of an idea that this woman is a bit of an exotic romantic figure. So she's convinced it's something exciting that's happened. So she's looking for signs that that Feldish has been involved in some kind of romantic thing. So she's having a rummage under the mattress with her back turned to the room.
That's exactly a good thing to do, Reekhi. Yes, there. I think you've onto something. And then I'm motioning with Alarak, swinging my hand behind my back, telling him, go, go, go.
So,
Yep.
right, you're standing next to the bedside table, and there's a pearl necklace there, as well as a gold.
Was a pearl necklace.
Hairdress. Can I get you to make a sleight of hand check, please?
14 plus 1, 15.
And can I get you to roll a perception check, please, Reekhi? With disadvantage, because you're otherwise occupied.
And I'm there trying to keep her otherwise occupied.
Okay, so a roll of 4 for a total of 5. You're able to slip those 2 items into your backpack
Fantastic.
without her noticing. If you want to add that into your inventory, a pearl necklace and a gold-plated hairbrush.
But did
Okay.
I find love letters in the bed?
You find nothing but more sheets.
I take a really long smell at the sheets to see if they smell clean.
Reekhi just looks sideways and starts to look a little unsettled.
No, I mean, I'm trying to see if I can smell the scent of someone other than, like, I assume that this Feldisha from her extravagant layout, that she would be perfumed. And so I'm trying to smell if there's not perfume. And then when I see, do I see Reekhi give me the frowny look?
I'm sure you would. Make a perception check if you're doing that.
Trust me, this is a good idea. I'm going to see if I can smell something else, Reekhi. Maybe there is another woman or man or some other smell here. And I inhale, and I rolled an 18 plus 5, 23.
You put your face straight into the bed and breathe in deeply. And you get traces of rose and the hint of body sweat.
I smell rose and body sweat.
Wobani, I sincerely hope that you do not have a cat allergy.
Oh,
I
God.
Might be an idea, actually. Can your squirrel, like, hunt down people by scent?
I don't think it's that kind of squirrel. I mean, you can have a bit of an explore, but she's usually pretty just interested in nuts and dancing and talking to people. I mean, I can send her for a little bit of an explore around the room to see if she can spot something that we don't. But
Worth a shot.
she's got a very small brain.
I didn't smell anything other than cat and rose. So, yeah, I don't think there was a lover. Not in this bed.
Okay. So in the meantime, Reekhi sees if she can, says, hey, Bindi.
Squeak.
This is a bit of a funny question. I've got a little bit of a favour. Will you do a bit of a favour for me?
Squeak.
Okay. You've got a pretty good nose, right?
Squeak.
Now there's a lady here and a cat who were here. Can you smell how long ago they were here?
Squeak. Squeaky squeak.
And I can actually speak with her. So what does that mean?
It means I don't understand your question, and no in general.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
I'm no veterinarian. Is your squirrel okay? It's making funny noises. It's not actually squeaking, it's just saying squeak. Well, Barney, can you check it? I think it's sick.
It's a special squirrel. Its
I'm-
brothers and sisters kicked it out.
It pooped up me, Alarak.
It did that too. That's why they kicked it out.
Well, Barney's probably going to catch whatever it is.
Okay, so we've rifled all around the room, checked under the bed, checked under the mat, checked under the rugs, pretty much turned the whole room upside down. Have we found anything of interest apart from eaten food and no pie?
No. What you have found is that she had some valuables. Well, used to.
Well,
Well-
I mean, it's been a productive. This is good information. No information is good information. We're fairly sure we've turned this place upside down. We're fairly sure there's nothing here.
I don't agree with you. No information is good. What the hell kind of logic is that? Let's go talk to Merrick. I'm upset. And I don't have any more beer.
I offer, because I didn't actually give the almond liqueur to the leader, so I offer Wobani a shot just to get him by.
Ooh.
Would you like to try some of this? Hopefully this will make everything a little less painful for you.
I think that tastes quite good. Well, hell. That's shifty. He really is shifty.
Well, there you go. We'll have a little bit of this at a time. You don't drink this by the bottle, and we can save some for later. So let's go and we'll talk to this Merrick person.
Okay, so you head out to look for Merrick, and after asking a couple of halflings where he might be, they point you into the direction that Wetterline initially mentioned. And you come across this halfling. He seems to be relatively young and of average height. He not much to look at really. His brown hair is a shaggy mess, and his clothes consist of a thick work shirt and heavy leather overalls. There is certainly a pungent odor emanating from him at this stage.
Is he a halfling man or still a youth?
He's probably just on the cusp of a man.
Like voice cracking? Cusp?
No. He's probably like 19 to 20.
Okay.
He looks up as you guys approach and goes, "What do you want?"
Oh, phew. Merrick.
Pie. We want pie.
Lordy. What do you want pie for? I don't have any pie.
We heard you're the person to talk to if we do need pie.
Exactly.
Who are you talking about that?
Pie purveyor.
Pie purveyor.
Mm-hmm.
What's your name? You guys are making no sense.
We are solution architects. We are here to architect a solution for you, Merrick.
So wouldn't that mean you'd be the ones to get pie?
We are currently in the process of architecting a solution for someone else as well.
And the head tinker said that you are to go get us some pie.
That's not my job. I'm mucking up the stalls. I move things around. If she wants food, she is the one that organises it.
Can I insight check this? This sounds like bullshit.
Sure.
Because we were told very specifically he is the one that goes and gets it. That is a 3 + 4, 7.
Okay. So he is hard to read. He's not letting anything on at the moment.
So Merrick, we understand that you have a bit of a special friendship with a certain lady called Feldisha.
Feldisha? Yes? Well, she... he sort of sighs and looks down at the ground. She rebuffed my interest, and I've done what she's asked and kept away from her. And but I mean, we both love Tabitha. I mean, why are you asking these questions?
You both love Tabitha, the cat.
Yes, she's a wonderful cat. But I'm still confused about why you're asking these questions. Shouldn't you be talking to Wetterline?
Who?
Well, we are trying to be. Well, Miss Wetterline Forthright thought that you would be a good person to talk to, and we are trying to be thorough. We're not, casting aspersions on you or anything at this point in time, but we do know that you and Tabitha and Feldisha had a friendship, and we are only trying to find out Feldisha's whereabouts. So we thought we would talk to you and ask about where on earth you acquired that mysterious pie last night.
Feldisha's missing? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then perhaps you can... Can I insight check his reaction to that? Do I believe him?
You can roll, yes.
Okay, that's 8 plus 1 for a 9. That's not great either.
He is still very hard to read. You can't tell whether he's telling the truth or not.
Okay, so when did you see her last?
I saw her last during just before the show. And then I had to muck out more of the stalls. What's happened to her?
We thought you might be able to tell us.
I don't know what's happened to her, but I mean, if you're asking me who might have done it, all I could think of was that cleric. He had nothing to say that was good about the show or Feldisha. Bless her soul. And I've seen his lackeys hanging around the show, making a right royal ruckus. I mean, the only other person I could think of that would have something against Feldisha would be Edna. Yeah, that's right. That there was that one incident a few years ago where Edna burnt down Feldisha's tent about some sort of petty revenge ploy.
Revenge for what? That's a pretty big move in a tinker world.
Well, you'd have to ask her. I don't deal with them directly. I just remember Wedeline reprimanding Edna about burning down the tent.
And did you or did you not bring her pie yesterday?
Pie? Well, there was pie there. I just moved the riders that Wedeline asked me to move around, and there was pie. Yes.
So the pie was already there?
Yeah, when I was there, it was. Yes.
So who would bring the pie if not you?
I don't know. I don't go and purchase the pie. I just move it from the store.
That's what I'm asking. Who purchases it? Who purchases it?
Normally, I think Wedeline does that.
And where can we find Edna?
Edna, she's in the pink and floral green carriage, probably a few down. He sort of points off in that direction. I think she's in her carriage at the moment.
So, you don't buy the pie, but you carry the pie and you give it to Feldisha.
Listen, I'm a dog's body. I do what Wedeline asks me. I move things around. I clean out the stalls. I move the chairs that the guests sit at. I do anything that's asked of me.
And you always bring the pie?
Well, if it's what she wants, isn't it? Then I bring the pie.
And you don't love Feldisha, but you love Tabitha.
Well, like I said, my love was rebuffed, and so I didn't want to proceed any further.
Why blackbird pie?
I don't know. She was a extravagant person. I guess she had extravagant tastes.
So, she rebuffed your love, and yet you, calm as day in, day out, still carried out duties on her behalf. Never getting upset.
Well, it was on Wedeline's behalf, not hers.
I see.
She's the one that pays me.
And you never felt jealous when Feldisha brought in other people to her tent?
What? I hadn't seen anyone move into her tent.
I see. And you loved Tabitha. Why?
She's a lovely cat. She's a larger cat and is very friendly.
this was so that you would be close to Feldisha?
I don't understand why you keep asking whether I was close to Feldisha. She made her feelings quite clear, and I respected them.
Okay. So, did you see anybody hanging around her tent or doing anything unusual or hanging around the show before or afterwards or anything odd at all?
Let me think. Now that I come to think about it, I did see one of the clerics from that church lurking around backstage just before Feldisha's show. I only saw him momentarily and I didn't get a good look on, but it was definitely wearing those robes. I thought nothing of it. But now that you mention it, maybe that is significant.
Thank you, Merrick. That may be helpful.
Where were you last night? I'm going to just pull out my weapon and try and frighten him into giving an honest answer.
Can I help? I help.
Are you doing intimidation?
I'm helping.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I say, please tell them they're terrifying. They're terrifying. Tell them, keep yourself safe.
Are you proficient in intimidation, Wobani?
No.
Okay, you can't provide assistance then.
So just a straight roll?
Just a straight roll.
Normal charisma, or because I'm pulling my weapon, so
It's
trying to look
intimidation.
strong?
Are you trying to do strength intimidation?
Well, I'm asking for it. If not, yeah.
Yeah, sure. You can go strength.
Yay. That's a 17 plus 6, 23.
Okay, so you stand over him and he is visibly shaking. He goes, look, all I was doing was cleaning out the stalls. I don't know anything about this. I was too far away from the main tent and her tent while I was doing this.
You know what? I'm a pretty scary guy. My apologies. That was just to... Sometimes got to do this to get the right answer out of people, you know? We're only trying to do good here. I'll take the weapon back and sort of just move back a bit. Yeah. My apologies.
Okay. Well, can I go? Kind of freaking me out.
Yeah, go.
All right.
Off with
he
you.
runs off.
I'm
Well done,
sorry.
Alarak.
Have a nice day. I yell after him.
Bah.
All right.
That youth.
What are you doing now?
I think we need to talk to Edna. Definitely.
So we look about for the pink and floral green cart.
Okay, so his directions are pretty accurate, and it doesn't take you long before you find the cart or the carriage that he described. Do you
Alright.
request entry?
Is there a bear about?
Make a perception check.
That would be a 20, a dirty 20.
Okay, you have a look around the carriage, and you don't see any bear. But you think about it, and you're pretty confident that the bears would be in the caged carts area.
All right. I think it'll be safe to enter the wagon. I don't see a bear about. Unless she keeps the bear in the wagon. But, I mean, it's not a very big wagon. The bears are big, so...
Are we going to knock, or are we just going to go in?
I think the evidence seems to suggest that she is involved in this in a much more... so far, points a bigger finger at her than the stable mucker. So...
Well, I think perhaps I have a plan.
Does it involve
Let's hear it.
Hindi?
No. It involves a little bit of deception.
Ooh.
I think.
But we are honest people.
We are very
I mean-
honest people. But I think if we try and get a preemptive confession out of her, it may be of use. So if we tell her that Horton Fenwick and his cronies have confessed, and if she can tell us her part, and we can get her point of view, she would look better for her.
Right. I see what you're saying there. So they've already confessed and they've implicated you. May as well be honest now. Tell us where she is.
That's
Right.
it. That's it.
Good plan.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I'm not very terrifying. Would someone else like to try?
I will just start shouting and screaming and kick my way in if there's a door to kick in.
Well, perhaps we should
Well-
seem a little more scary and a little less crazy.
And not break the door that we have to pay.
Yeah.
So what
I
are you
will-
doing?
Just start snarling then. I won't start screaming and angrily throw open the door without kicking it. Being very careful to not actually break it.
Okay, so you storm into the room. Can I get you to make an intimidation check? This will be with charisma this time.
5 plus 1, 6.
Fantastic. So you come in snarling and looking all the world like a battle-crazed half-orc. Unfortunately, this is a halfling-sized carriage, and you have to stoop, and you don't lift your leg high enough when you're stepping into the carriage, and what happens instead is you trip and face plant into the side of the carriage. The halfling that's in the carriage looks over and goes, "Oh, darling, what happened? Are you okay?" And the lady that stands before you is probably about 30 years of age. She's tall for a halfling, standing at just under 4 feet tall. She has luscious, straight blonde hair worn in a bob and smooth cream skin. Her outfit is immaculate, a dress of black flowing down to a grey and white pattern around the waist. She holds herself like a noble and manages to look down on people even if they are taller than her.
Okay.
So,
And I'm on the floor. Wobani in hand. Reekhi, yep.
So
Your plan.
Reekhi
Your-
leaps into the carriage and goes, "Oh, thank goodness we found you. Are you Edna?"
I am, my dear, and who are you, my darling?
Edna, we are long-standing fans of yours. We've heard of you from far away. You and your bear act are famous.
Oh, is that so? Yes.
We have.
Edmund and I do such a wonderful show. He does love his little lucky ball.
But Edna, we have heard the most distressing news.
Oh, what's that?
Look, we've been tasked by the guards in the town, by the garrison, to investigate the disappearance of your long-standing rival, that harpy Feldisha.
Oh, Feldisha? Oh, well, look, she's she's been missing, you say? Oh, yes, that's right. Wedeline told me.
Did you hear of this? When did she tell you?
Oh, Wedeline let me know earlier today. Poor lady, I hope she's okay.
And what did you tell her? Weldisha?
What did I tell who? Weldisha?
Sorry, what did you tell? Apologies. What did you tell Ms. Forthright?
I told Wedeline Forthright that it was horrible that Feldisha was missing. That we should have some people look into this at once. The poor lady.
Well, I've heard a dreadful rumor, and I came to you to tell you about it. I heard a rumor that you've been working with the clerics in town.
What
Yes.
nonsense is this?
I've heard that you've been working with the clerics in town to move Feldisha onwards. She was a rival of yours for so many years. I mean, there was the incident with the tent, and the flames and the fires, and you were in town last night. So rumors are you've met with people to move your rival on.
She looks at you. Her face takes on a more calculating look and says, "Who told you about that fire?"
I'm
was in the
watching
past.
her extremely carefully watching her body language to see if I can catch her in some lies, and I rolled an insight of 17.
Okay.
Oh, it's nice to know you're watching her instead of healing me. I'm still on the floor in pain.
Yep. Priorities.
And she goes, who was telling you about that fire? I mean, that's ancient history.
Yes, it may be, but we're also aware that all things count, and you are not, we know that the history between you and Feldisha has not been the clearest, and this will often make someone look, more suspicious.
Look, I have only the best wishes for that lovely lady. You can tell that. Hang on, just roll this.
Really?
So Wobani can tell that she is certainly holding something back. You don't know what it is at the moment. She's true. She's someone that can be difficult to deal with at times, but she has her moments. I mean, if she's missing, I would think it would be, possibly be Merrick or Lewis that would have done the deed. I mean,
sorry, who's Lewis?
And as she says that to Reekhi, I'm going to pick Alarak up, pull him up from the floor, and I'm going to kind of nod back towards her and whisper to Alarak, she's not telling us the whole truth. She's holding something back. Maybe you should try again.
Who's Lewis?
Lewis Twostone. He's the gentleman who runs the Owl show.
And why would we want to talk to him?
Well, I mean, I've it looks like I've heard and seen that Feldisha was holding something over him. It looked like he was at her beck and call. I mean, it's a horrible word, but I thought some sort of blackmail going on.
Oh, goodness. That does sound suspicious. But look, Edna, I really have to ask, and I promise, this is very unlikely to go any further than my lips. Can you please, just so we understand, please tell us, what did she do to you in the past? This woman.
She sort of stops and sighs and sizes up your group and goes, oh, well, if you must know, I used to be the star of the show, and I had everything, and then she just rocked up and took it all. My poor Edmund and me were relegated to side acts, and it just that was the reason why I burned her tent down. It was petty, I know, but look, it's hard having things taken away from you.
Oh goodness, we understand completely.
She certainly seems like she's telling the truth there.
Okay.
I can't believe they'd make a hack like her the main star over you. That's ridiculous.
I know.
I know.
I offer her a drink of almond liqueur.
Oh, thank you. And she sort of pops the top and sculls a large drink, and then puts it back and goes, "Oh, that's strong."
That was damn impressive, Edna. Holy shit.
I like her.
I was going to look for valuables, but now I like her. She's fine.
She took a hell of a pull on that one.
Plus, her animal is a bear. This is a strong woman. She seems fancy, but she's going to be a strong woman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
thanks for that information.
Lewis Twostone runs the Owl Show, huh?
Well, yes. And I should mention there was something else. That it's probably something small, but I did actually watch Edna's show that night, and
oh, poor thing.
Poor Tabitha. She seemed to be out of sorts. Was possibly nervous or something. It's not like her.
How did you know that she was nervous?
Well, she was not behaving the way that she normally behaves. The act really goes off really well, but last night it was a little bit piecemeal.
Well is probably a strong word, but even worse than usual, you're saying. Okay.
Has anybody been threatening, apart from this issue with Lewis? Has anyone, and Merrick, has anyone been threatening Feldisha?
Not that I know of, no.
And did you see any odd cleric activity around?
No. I couldn't say that I have. I mean, apart from the clerics that have been around, but they haven't been bothering anyone.
And Merrick, you know Merrick, Smelly Merrick. Why the hell would he be saying that these clerics were after her?
I don't know. Have you asked him?
Yes. He did not give us an answer worth 2 pennies.
Well, I mean, I don't know why he didn't give you any more information, but all I can say is that, like that incident he had where his advances were rebuffed and he had to be reprimanded by Wedline for it. I think it changed him.
So, from what you're saying, the impression that we get from the stories we hear is that Wedline is a liar.
No? Why would you say Wedline's a liar?
Because she very clearly implied you. Merrick implied you.
I don't think... I sees a... Just to clarify,
Yep.
Are you trying to deceive here?
Nope. I am saying that from very clearly, I'm not trying to deceive. This is how I heard the story from Merrick and from Wedline, is that we need to talk with Edna because she was somehow involved. So
Well,
I
Wedline didn't say that. Wedline said Merrick and Horton.
Yep, and I believe that they were lying, and Wobani feels that they're lying. So he's not trying to deceive. He's not trying to be intentionally deceptive here. This is what I believe.
Wobani was suspicious of Edna from the very get-go.
I was.
Okay.
After just speaking to Wedline.
So she looks at you, Wobani, and goes, I can't see Wedline saying something like that. She's a wonderful woman. I mean, I can see that from Merrick,
very
but
interesting.
not Wedline.
So, it is okay, Edna. Perhaps it's all been a misunderstanding. You can understand everybody is tense. You do not want one of your own to go missing.
No, it's horrible. I mean,
And-
I didn't like Feldisha. She was an upstart that took my job, but I didn't wish her any harm.
And the blackbird pie.
Yes. What about the blackbird pie?
Exactly. What about the pie?
I don't know what you mean.
I want to insight check again. Is she I want to know if she's lying. That is a 9. Dirty 9.
You can't tell whether she's lying or not. She certainly sounds like she's telling the truth to you.
All right. I've heard enough. Oh, no, I haven't. Where the hell is Lewis's wagon?
He's the brown and white wagon. Just a couple of wagons across. I do hope they find Feldisha, poor lady.
And
Okay.
I walk out. I storm out of the wagon.
Anyone else saying anything?
I'm
more
going to wait for
questions?
Wobani. Wobani stormed out. I apologise for our companion. He clearly not that bright. Got the wrong end of that conversation earlier. Don't worry, she didn't say that.
I'll leave her with the rest of the bottle, just to make repairs.
Well, thank you. It's been a hard time. That you should. I don't know what is wrong with that bald-headed man, but he seems a little distraught or on edge or something.
Everyone's on edge at the moment, I think.
I do hope you find Feldisha. We might have our differences, but she doesn't deserve any ill will towards her.
Now, this is what I'd like to insight.
Okay, roll insight check.
How genuine is that? 23.
It seems very genuine.
Okay, so on the tail end of that, I'd say, and one other question. Could you please tell us which noble had you visit and had a private performance last night?
Oh, did Wedline mention that? Look, we don't talk about the nobles that we go and see afterwards. If Wedline didn't mention this, I shouldn't. I'm sorry.
It would really help the investigation.
See, please, pretty please, we're trying so hard to help your friend.
Oh, look, I can't go against Wedline's wishes. You should talk to her about it.
Not a word of it will get out, and Wobani has just left, so he won't. Yeah, it's only that it's safe with us two.
Make a persuasion check.
Uh,
I want to bang on the door, and I'm like, "Are you? What's taking you guys so long?" In with the intent of trying to keep her off her game.
Those are both terrible rolls. I got a 10.
And Reekhi got a 9.
And so we just bid the lady adieu and make our way off to Lewis.
So it looks like she's about to say something, but at the noise that Wobani makes outside, she jumps and clams up and then goes, "You should talk to Wedline about that."
Oh, Mr. DM blames Wobani. Damn. Okay, nice.
Thank you for your time very much. Wobani, we are out in a sec, just coming, and we'll head out. Oh, I'll head out anyway.
Okay.
When Alarak comes out, I'm like, "Okay, bad cop, did it work?"
No.
Kind of.
Oh, schnapps, because this is just too many halflings to deal with in one day.
We gave away our beer. You gave away the liquor. Oh, man. Now we got to visit another around here.
Do you have any alcohol left? I think you've used it all, haven't you?
We're being grifted. The Dodgy brothers and sister are being grifted. The hell?
You still got the pie though, right?
I thought we put that in front of
Yeah, we gave that away.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay. To
Gave it
Wedline.
away. The slab of beer. Yep. The 18.
So what do you want to do?
Go straight to Lewis's tent, beat the living snot out of him, and get an answer really fast.
Yeah, that's all initiative.
I'm happy to do that. I'm fed up with this. Let's well, we don't kill him. I'm not doing that.
Well, let's use some words first. Maybe play some good cop, bad cop.
How bad cop are we going?
Very bad. I'm getting sick of halflings.
I didn't do a very good job with Edna. It didn't work very well.
We'll give it another try. So, two bad cops, one good cop.
Yes,
How about you punch him in the nose, and then I heal him?
All right, we'll do that as our intro.
Why is that bad?
Let's go find him.
Okay.
Why is it bad? Who
Well,
likes
you're
to
the
get
bad
I
punched
mean,
in
he
the
might have a
nose?
cold. He could end up more healthy than when you walked into the tent. He could turn around and say thank you.
Then I'm the good guy, and then maybe he'll talk to me.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
And I evince myself with the healer's calm.
You, Lewis?
Okay, so you head to the tent, and are you storming into this carriage, or are you
Yes.
knocking?
Okay, he's in
No,
a wagon,
actually-
not a tent, then, right?
Well, because I don't want to look aggressive right immediately. I'm going to actually go really calm. Are you Lewis?
So the halfling that answers the door is probably a bit smaller than your average halfling, standing about 2 feet 10 inches. He's very scruffy. Stray bits of dirt mark his pale face, and his dark brown hair is matted and clumped. He wears performer's gear of bright colours and flamboyant cut, but on closer inspection you can see it's wrinkled and unkempt. As you ask the question, he goes, "Oh, yeah? Who's to know?"
So you're Lewis, yeah?
Up all night, were you? Tired for some reason, are you?
I'll punch him in the face.
Oh my god! Really?
Yeah.
Make an attack roll, please.
Okay. I'm just going to roll the straight d20 because I don't have unarmed on there.
And I've stashed Bindi in the backpack because A, owls, and B, I don't want her seeing this.
I think I'm adding 4 strength to it.
Okay, wait a second. So normally he would be nimble enough to duck out of the way, but he is slow to react, and you catch him full in the face with the fist. Roll a d4, please.
And as I'm doing this, I'm just going to yell right in his face, "Tell us what you know and where you were." Solid 1 damage.
So it's a bit of a glancing blow, but the blood starts to flow from his nose. And, "Oh, well, what did you do that for? Oh my god! He sort of turns around and staggers inside.
Alarak, calm. Reekhi, calm. And I, with my healer's calm about me, "My fellow, Lewis, let me take care of that." And I pull out my healer's kit and I work a little bit of healer's kit magic on him.
Okay.
Mr. Lewis.
Lewis, you must forgive my good man. Alarak, he's wild with frustration. We are trying to find out the destination of Feldisha.
Keep that monster away from me. Oh my god.
I will try.
We can only try. He's just getting incredibly frustrated the longer the day goes on, and it's been a very long day.
And you wouldn't like me when I'm frustrated. I'd suggest telling me more answers, or I'll start again.
Alarak,
wait.
Calm, Alarak, calm.
What do you need to know?
What
and I'll
with
pretend
Feldisha?
I'll try to pretend to hold Alarak back, but actually let Alarak get closer as Reekhi asks the question.
I didn't do anything to Feldisha. What are you
I'm approaching. About? I'm approaching. I'm pushing Wobani forward. I'm pushing.
Keep that man back, please.
Alarak. Wait.
I don't know anything.
Well then, why are you so?
He starts crying.
Well then, why are you so tired, man? What were you doing all night?
It's at this point that you catch a smell in the air. Can I get you guys to make a perception roll, all of you?
Oh, nice.
Okay,
so Alarak got a 12.
So a 12 and 2 20s, not natural. Okay, so firstly, you notice that there seems to be a bit of a wet mark down near his crotch region, and there's that horrible smell of urine. But both Reekhi and Wobani pick up an additional smell, and that is of alcohol. And he is sort of trying to make himself as small as possible.
Look.
I'm so sorry, my good man. I'm so sorry.
Lewis, I think you need to tell us everything. I don't know if I can hold Alarak back for much longer. The quicker you let us know everything you can say about Edna and Weatherline and Feldisha and Merrick, the better things can go. But be quick.
I'm not liking these answers. I'm pushing forward.
Well, listen. I don't know what happened. I was asleep at the time. I might have had a little bit too much to drink. I don't know who did it.
What did you hear? What did you see? Please tell us.
I mean, I've seen in the past Feldisha with arguing with Weatherline. It seemed about money. I don't exactly know what, but it may have been that what Feldisha was asking for too much money, and obviously there was that time that Edna burnt down her tent, and then he sort of stops and starts sobbing again and goes, oh. One other thing that was strange last night was
Quickly.
Edna's bear seemed to be behaving strangely. It was staggering around and a bit confused. I don't know if that helps at all. Please don't hurt me.
Why are you drunk?
I'm not drunk. What are you saying?
I can smell it as if the fetid odor in here is clear, full of alcohol. It comes from you as much as that, and I point at the mark in his pants.
He goes, well, I might like a drop, but that's nothing to be ashamed of. Can I, as you looking at him, you can see that there's an owl up there, and it is swaying on its perch as well. There seems to be a smell of alcohol coming off the owl.
This all seems very strange. The owl is drunk. The bear was confused. The cat was nervous. Where are all these animals kept? In the same place?
The owl. Charlie normally stays with me, but the bear and I think Tabitha you're talking about, they stay in the cages when they're not doing their shows.
And does your owl get its food from somewhere that's kept there as well?
Or water.
No. The owl's drunk because it likes the drink.
As he
like
continues
me.
talking, I will in front of as I'm holding Alarak back, I start moving my fingers in a gesture and grab onto my component pouch, and I do a detect magic spell.
And
Okay.
I also have a quick question. Does out of character, does the owl count as a small enough animal for me to speak to?
Yeah, I think so. Before we get to that though, Frankie, are you using a spell slot for your detect magic?
Yes.
Okay. So the rush of energy and Donnaru's blessing rushes over you, and the natural, like the familiar feel of that lets you look into the arcane, and you look around the room, and there doesn't seem to be anything magical in this room or in this carriage.
Bugger. It doesn't seem that this, whatever's affecting these animals, at least in terms of this one, does not seem to be of a magical nature. But Alarak and Reekhi, you stay here. I'm going to go out while I still have this spell on me and go and check the other animal shelter.
I'll stay here with Lewis. Gotcha.
Okay. I'll stay here with Lewis, and I have a bit of a talk to his owl.
So the owl seems to be slurring its words at the moment, but what are you asking?
Oh, slurring. I was about to say, how is an owl slurring its words? Oh, she's talking to it. Right. Yep, makes more sense now.
Hoot hoot!
Hoody hood.
So say, hello, wise feathered friend.
How you doing?
How are you? I hear things have been strange here the past day.
Yep. It's good. I got a nice glow going.
More than usual?
Thank you. Nope. Lewis gives me the good stuff and lets me sleep it out during the day most of the time.
And how about the other animals in the show? Did you see or hear anything different about them last night?
I don't really hang around the other animals. I just hang around Lewis. He's the one that brings me the alcohol.
I mean, you have excellent eyesight. Did you not see anything unusual last night?
Okay.
I went out to catch some rats last night, and I didn't see much going on.
What do you mean by much? What did you see?
I saw those little men walking around this and there.
What little men?
Well, the halflings.
Ah, the ones who live here. Okay, but not any of those weirdos in robes?
Nope. No one in robes.
And that weird, the Feldisha lady. Did you see her?
Who's Feldisha?
The one who keeps the big cat.
Ooh, cat girl. Nope, didn't see her. I wasn't out for very long, but I normally hang around here, and he gives me food, and beer.
And what about the cat lady? Does the cat lady do or say anything mean to Lewis?
He's not nice to Lewis. She tells him that he will reveal that he's a drunk, I think she said, and kick him off the out of the bazaar.
Oh, this must be very distressing to him.
Yeah, I wouldn't get any more beer.
Oh, I don't think Lewis would abandon you.
That's nice to say.
Okay. Is there anything else you can think of?
Do you have beer?
No, I do not have anything that I can offer you. I'm sorry. I can give you a scratch on the head.
That would be nice. Ooh, hang on. Is that a squirrel?
No, that is not for the offering. That is my friend also.
Right. Okay. Scratchy away.
Okay. So I don't. Things have turned nasty all of a sudden. I give the owl a scratch on the head. And while I'm doing that, I just kind of backhandedly wave a bit of prestidigitation around and try and clean poor old Lewis up a little bit and give him a bit of a lavender smell to cover up the smell of the pee and the drink.
Okay.
While that conversation was happening, I'm going to just sit down like I own the place and say to Lewis, you know what? Really cures my anger? Drink.
Yes, I think I've got something here. He sort of moves through what he's got and passes you over a brew that looks decidedly like something that Shifty Pete would give you.
Is this really enough for a guy like me? Are you only offering me one? Is this really what we're doing? And I'll start.
That's all I got.
Can I insight check this?
Yeah, sure. That's all he's got.
12. Okay. And I'll just neck it right in front of him, never breaking eye contact.
A single tear rolls down his cheek.
I turned around and I said to him, Lewis, it seems like this Feldish has had a lot of enemies. Would it be such a bad thing if she didn't reappear?
Oh, well, I don't want to cause anyone any harm. I mean, yeah, she's been a bit of a pain sometimes, but I don't think she needs to be taken away.
All right. Well, good luck to you. And I would gently suggest that if you want to keep your owl around for longer than another 5 minutes, perhaps feed it less beer. And I leave the room.
Okay. Meanwhile, we'll skip to Wobani. You're heading over to the cages.
I am.
You see Merrick nearby. He's cleaning out the cages. Are you interacting with him, or are you just
No, I'm going right up to the
magic?
cages to see if I can sense something.
Okay. You don't sense any magic in the area.
Oh, fudge. And I'll sit there and I guess once I come in there and I know the spell is still on me and I'm like, Donru, damn it, why? And I'll just try to see if does it look like the animals look drunk is I guess the best thing that I would think.
So make a perception check.
Ooh, Ooh,
nice.
nat 20.
Okay,
25.
so you have a look through. Tabitha's there, a few other animals there. Edmund, the bear, is definitely there, and it looks, from what you can tell, a little bit drugged.
Drugged.
Yeah.
Oh. And do I see like any signs of anything about? Like, do I see any evidence like of mushrooms?
You'd have to get closer.
I get closer.
Okay. You have a look closer with that natural 20. I'll just keep going.
Yep.
And you can see there seems to be some sort of pastry around its face.
Like pie?
Like pie pastry.
I don't see the pie though, do I?
No.
And this is about Edmund and about Tabitha?
No, just around Edmund. Tabitha's fine. And I think with that, we might leave it for the night.
Yeah, okay. That's
I did have one quick question.
Yeah.
Because he did activate that spell while we were in there. Is anything that I picked up lighting up? Cough, cough, the pearl necklace and gold-plated hairbrush.
Well, he wouldn't know that, and they're completely hidden from him, so he's
Fair enough. That was it.
But they're pretty plain, so even if you did it later, they're not magical.
Nice try.
They'll give you a pretty penny, but they're not magical as such. All right. So before we go, I thought I might throw it out to you three at this point in time. What are your thoughts? Who do you think's done it so far?
I think the clerics have come in and poisoned everything. Poisoned the food. And I want to know where this pie came from.
I think the clerics poisoned the pie, but I think she was abducted before the pie. I think
Weldeline. That's where I'm putting it on.
Actually,
Okay,
I think yes. I think Weldeline was working with the clerics.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Thank you very much. Hopefully, we'll come to a conclusion next week.
Okay.
Actually, you know
Till next
what?
week.
Alright.
I really, really want to check the inside of the superb hot pies.
Shifty Pete.
Is there a barber shop and a shoot involved? That's my question.
No.
Okay, that's a relief.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. And thank you to the listeners who are listening in. Remember to get your votes in because we've only got 1 week left.
So we're level 5 now, right?
You wish. All right.
All right.
See you around.
Until
Thank
next
you.
week.